For Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. And the Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
And here we are. It is Thursday, almost through the week, and lots of news to talk about, so let's get into it.
All right. You know, it's been hot. The health department says, watch out for that. Take it easy. It's hot outside and even inside. Air conditioning companies say they have been busy working overtime trying to get people's units serviced as needed. Health leaders say make sure you're staying hydrated, familiarize yourself with the signs of heat-related illness. And in this heat wave of sorts, the park board is extending pool hours. So check your favorite pool before you head out. It might be opened later into the evening or perhaps earlier in the day than it typically is. Also, you can find public cooling centers at Chesterfield Family Center on West Republic Road, the Dan Kinney Family Center on South Blackman Road, and the Doling Family Center on East Talmadge. The cooling centers, those three are open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. They also have long weekend hours as well. Also, you can pop into the Jordan Valley Ice Park. It's always cold in that building, and you can cool off daily from noon to 5 during the heat advisory.
You know, one of the things that's tough about this heat is that it doesn't relent much in the overnight hours. So it's still higher than 75 degrees. It's only 80 degrees or so overnight.
Yeah. I ran yesterday morning early and it was, I think, 67.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, all right. Well, it is still a sizzling summer indeed, which means the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks needs your blood donations. They often need more during the summer months. So you can make plans now for next Wednesday, July 19th, specifically for Branson area residents, happening at the Branson Tri-Lakes News Building from 11 to 5 for the Hollister Community Blood Drive. You'll get a free ice cream voucher if you go. So that's fun. It can be used at Dairy Queen, Culver's, or Highland Dairy. Additionally, you can get a pint for a pint card of beer for use at one of the 10 partnering breweries.
Cool. Good incentives for people to give blood, which is a necessary thing. With these summer temps out there, a dip in the river sounds like a great idea. So here's an option for you. Camp Tomahawk is now offering tube floats in Galena. Sounds all right. They are located on the James River. Could be just what the doctor ordered this weekend. They're located on the James River on Horse Creek Road in Galena. Camp Tomahawk offers a 2-mile float. So if you're looking for some place to get away with the kids, get on the water for a little bit to cool off, there's lots of spots like that, but that's one of them.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that there was a lot of spots that did tubes. Like I've been rafting multiple times, but I was excited about the tubes.
Yeah, I think any place
Guadalupe down in Austin.
I think tubes are pretty popular. Probably more popular than canoes these days.
All right.
Because you're in the water. Come August, new moms who are considered lower income will get a full year of Medicaid health care coverage in Missouri. Governor Parsons signed a new law that will provide 12 months of coverage instead of the typical 60 days after giving birth.
All right. Fewer dollars into the state's general revenue fund, but more money for Missourians. That's good news. Governor Parsons signed a bill to exempt Social Security and public pension payments from state income taxes. The move will decrease the general revenue fund by about $309 million per year. All right,
I was just going to say, what a boost, though, for the people who are on those fixed incomes. That's their income for life.
Right.
And when inflation is out of control, you're not getting much of a raise in that income.
Right.
But everything costs so much more. I mean, it does for us, and we're still working every day.
Right.
So the fact that they get to keep a little bit more of the money that they've already earned and set aside is fantastic.
Yeah, my mom will be thrilled. All right. A developer is hoping to build a 42-unit housing complex on Commercial Street that would also include commercial space and retail space. However, lack of parking might be a big problem. Council has not yet signed off on the plans. People both for it and against it spoke up at City Council recently. The developer says that what he's hoping to do is provide workforce housing with affordable pricing near that area where they work.
Interesting. I've been working very close to a block away from Commercial Street for a couple of years now, and I'll miss Commercial Street when we end up moving to the new headquarters building, because there are lots of great restaurants there and shops and coffee shops and just atmosphere down on Commercial Street that I think a lot of people don't ever get to. So if you haven't been to Commercial Street in a while, go visit.
Yeah, there's lots of good restaurants on there. But if it's out of your way, that's why I had not been there previously, was only because of the travel time.
Well, yeah, same here. But now, once we move, I think we'll make a point to go. We love the Pizza House and Cafe Cusco, and there's Mama, Big Mama's. There's all kinds of great places there. I can't name them all, but so anyway, I hope the revitalization continues on Commercial Street. Then there's this Friday night, tomorrow night, the 14th, from 5 to 7. You could catch local photographer Randy Bacon's 8 Billion Ones exhibition. It will be at the Creamery Arts Center in Springfield. That's located on North Sherman. 8 Billion Ones is Randy Bacon's work to focus on people's unique life stories and authenticity. And he's been working on this for a while now. And at least, I don't know if it's all the way finished, but it's complete enough for him to be showing it off. So
yeah, cool. It's awesome. Yeah, his stuff is so good. All right, coming up on Tuesday the 18th. I know that it's a bit away, but it's a big deal for Chiefs fans. The Chiefs Happy Hour is happening at the Dive on Patton. Special guests include the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, and former wide receiver Dannon Hughes. They invite fans to relive the championship season for the Kansas City Chiefs and hear about this season from the guys who know it best.
Okay, it's never too early for Chiefs fans to start defending world champion Chiefs fans to start thinking about next season.
There you go, July 18th.
Today's going to be hot again, 95 degrees, maybe a chance, not a great chance for scattered showers. It's going to cool down a little bit tomorrow, 92. For a more in-depth look at your weather, don't forget, Abby Dyer is joining us in the podcast family here. She has Wake Up Weather with Abby Dyer, meteorologist Abby Dyer. You can check that out where you get our podcast. It should be pretty close to it. Just look around.
Keyword meteorologist.
That is key. I can give you a couple of temperatures, but I still mess that up from time to time.
Right. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. See you back here tomorrow.
Yep. Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. We made it to Thursday of this week, and we are talking more hot and humid weather for the Ozarks. Those storms last night really packed a punch and left many of us with quite a bit of rainfall across the region. Good news for your daytime hours anyway on Thursday is that most of the daylight hours will be dry before more rain and storm chances come back into the region. So the headline for you today, well, it's going to be another hot one. You probably could have guessed that. Not quite as warm as it was yesterday when we had upper 90s. Heat index values yesterday, 100 to 110 all afternoon. Air was just feeling muggy outside. And I think we're still going to have some of that around in the forecast today. It's definitely going to be hot and humid, just not as bad as yesterday. Clouds out there this morning, they're thinning out. Any leftover rain shower is going to be moving off to the south and east. And I think what we're in for is primarily a dry day for this Thursday afternoon. Clouds are clearing out. That will allow the sun to come back out. And I'm expecting that heat and humidity build again. Most of the daylight hours are going to be dry, but once again, the headline here is going to be the oppressive heat. We've got middle 90s in the forecast for you, and I'm expecting the heat index value to be anywhere from 100 to 110 again today, probably closer to the 105 region through the peak of the afternoon. So better than yesterday, but still a hot one. So be on alert for that. We are not getting rid of the heat and humidity anytime soon. In fact, when I preview and look at the long range charts, next week looks hot. We have this huge ridge of high pressure setting up again. It's going to be brutal again. I've got more storms in the forecast overnight tonight as we head into early Friday morning, and then unsettled weather as we head through the weekend too. Now, as I mentioned, we had a whole lot of rain in some of those storms last night. flooding is going to be a concern for us as we head into the weekend and get closer to the end of the work week as well, because I've got additional chances for rain and storms. I was looking at how much water is actually possible. Now, this includes the amount of rainfall that came through last night, but area wide, we're talking 2 to 4 inches of rain in a matter of a couple of days. So including what came through last night, add on tonight's round that's going to come through. We've got more in the forecast for you Friday. This is all the way through Saturday morning. There will be places, a widespread area that gets more than 3 inches of rainfall. And we're not necessarily seeing any drought conditions, especially in the southern Ozarks. So I do think flooding is a concern. Flash flooding is a concern. We're getting close to the weekend. I really want folks to be thinking about, those outdoor plans this weekend. Floating, if you're heading to any area waterways, flooding a headline for us. Camping, if you're planning to spend any time outdoors, please, please, please. Make sure you're paying attention to how much water is in the area that you're planning to go and additional rain and storms that will be likely in any of those low spots. The forecast for today, as I mentioned, it's still hot, 94 degrees for the high temperature forecast on your Thursday. A west breeze through the afternoon. I think the daylight hours are primarily dry. However, more rain and storms move in late tonight. Again, likely an after dark event. Severe weather, while there could be a few strong storms, I really think the localized flooding is the big headline here with those storms that come through tonight. And then we are talking about additional chances for rain and storms in the forecast as we get closer to the weekend. And I'm thinking that we even see some rainfall in the forecast early next week. Also, temperatures next week, I hinted at this a minute ago, but I see a big ridge of high pressure that builds back into the region. And it boosts us up way into the upper 90s again next week. We could once again be dealing with some triple-digit heat in the forecast as we move into the early part of next work week. So hot and stormy in this extended forecast. All right, time for the Wake Up Weather brain twister question for the day. Kind of a funny one, isn't it? Who is the only Top Gun actor who did not vomit while in the fighter jets? The options that I gave you yesterday: A, Tom Cruise, B, Val Kilmer, or C, Anthony Edwards. I saw a lot of folks chiming in, Tom Cruise, and if you cheated and Googled, this is probably the answer that came up in the search bar. But I did some sleuthing on this one, and the answer is actually not A. The answer is C. It is Anthony Edwards. So this actually goes back to the original Top Gun. 1986, Goose, only one to not vomit in the fighter jet. But then when they redid Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise did not vomit in Top Gun Maverick, and neither did Monica Barboa. So 2 actors did not vomit, but they actually were in, real fighter jets. They went through a 3-month-long training process in the sky in these planes to experience the real, G forces. So when you see those actors, going up, going straight up, going upside down, those were their real genuine reactions. And there was a funny quote from the producer of Top Gun Maverick that I looked up, and it said, we couldn't use any of the footage. Everybody was throwing up everywhere. We had to clean the planes. We had to come back down to the ground. I would review everything and I'd say, oh, everyone was throwing up. We have to go back up and do it again. So kind of interesting that the actors went through that. But the only one from the list that never vomited was Anthony Edwards. C, the answer. I'll leave you with the weather brain twister question for tomorrow. And it is, who recorded The Thunder Rolls before Garth Brooks? Do you think it was Tanya Tucker, George Strait, Johnny Cash, or do you think D, this is a trick question and that Garth did it first? I'll have the answer for you early tomorrow morning on Wake Up Weather. Thanks for joining me on this Thursday. We'll chat again on Friday morning, and for up-to-the-minute weather information all day long, you can head to aroundtheozarks.com. Got you covered there.